Did you officiate tonight? Those officials talked to me that.
Tom, you speak about the freshman, but Aaron Harris not a freshman. What have you seen in the preseason that maybe you're still waiting to see a couple games in from Aaron?
Yeah, I was disappointed in Aaron, if you want the truth. I mean, you know, he was our best defensive player last year, and sometimes when you switch roles, you forget where you came from. So we got to get him back on track a little bit. He is a good shooter. We got to get him more shots. That's one thing that, you know, our execution was poor, and you know, we just need a little more time with Nick because he's a pretty good offensive player, but not very good getting through the plays, and that hurts Aaron on the ball screens and that. So, you know, Aaron's got to do a better job.
Tom, going back to Bridges, led the team in scoring the other night. Didn't have such a great night in terms of points tonight, but led the team with boards. For such a young kid, what are you looking for in terms of improvement? Would you rather see more points or more boards?
I wanted to see more boards coming into this game. Now I'm switching back more points. I'm like confusing him a little bit. But you know what? Miles came off with a minute and a half left, and I said, Miles, welcome to the real world. You know, no more high school, no more. You know, you're going to get doubled. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. You know, just register and learn because this is part of the process. You know, your buddy went through it out in Hawaii. There's different guys that are going through it right now. But I thought John did a good job on him too. You know, give John some credit and his team. But you know, in general, Miles started doing things that he can do, but he can't do when it's 1 against 3. And so that's a little bit my fault. I got to do a better job of getting through to him because he's an extremely coachable kid, and nobody's more hurt than he is, and that's kind of a treat.
You talked about it all week. Didn't want to see turnovers for touchdowns. That's kind of what happened.
You know, there were a couple layups, but I thought we did a decent job of that. These turnovers were they were often made baskets. We scored it, and we sat there and looked at it. And Monk came down and hit 2 threes right in our face after we scored. And so that was the start of it. Then we got him going. Got to go 7 for 11, and most of them were pretty good shots. You know, we did not guard him with a fishnet, so we got to do a better job on that. But the ones for touchdowns, there were a couple, but you know, Kentucky is brutalizing people with their turnovers. The free throws, they've been averaging 35 a game. You know, they got 20. The rebounds, I'm sure John's not happy about that because we should not rebound them. But the turnover is 20 to 14. I mean, probably not happy with his 14, and I'm ticked off about my 20.
Yeah.
You obviously went with Josh Langford and Tesh was in the second half to start. Is that what were you looking for there, and are you starting to make a transition there?
No. Quarterback controversy over here. No, I'm trying to find someone who'll guard somebody. If you know, that's going to be simple for Harris. You know, want to guard him. You know, that's the way it's going to be. And Langford, you know, hasn't played much in the last 3 weeks because of the injury, and I'm going to get him some time. But I can't say anybody checked real well, but I thought Tum Tum said it best, you know. Freshmen are going to have ups and downs. The upperclassmen didn't do a very good job, and that's kind of that and the coaches. Coaches got to do a better job making sure that ball's moving a little bit.
Okay, right here, coach, for this one.
Coach, you've always played a difficult schedule, but when you combine the schedule, the travel, and the personnel limitations, how challenging has this first couple of weeks been compared to other past years?
Finally, a good question. You know, John, it was, you know, when you make the schedule, I mean, you know, we're a little different than Kentucky and Duke. I mean, they get guys they know are gone after a year. You know, we thought Deontay would have